also powered to the Extended Play PSN sale. There's some really cool games in this sale, and I've managed to find you nearly £400 worth of savings, so you can save yourself a lot of money in this sale as well. Okay, this sale ends on the 25th of May, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up, we have a VR game, Arizona Sunshine Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and it's on at least a 75% discount for the price of £9.24 or £5.54 with PS Plus, which is a really great deal for PS Plus users, as this edition includes 2 DLC expansions, a soundtrack, a theme, and a content pack for the After the Fall game as well. Although if you don't end up buying that game, it's of no use to you really. This VR first-person shooter supports the Move controllers and an aim controller as well, which is amazing, as this game even has modes where you can play with the Move controllers for pistol play and that sort of thing, or a dedicated mode just for the aim controller, where it swaps out all of the pistols for rifles, which is amazing. More games should do that. If you own an aim controller, that should sell this game for you on its own. And if you don't have either, then you really should pick them up, because that's what this game is designed for. You're really not making the most of VR without them. This game is set during a zombie apocalypse, where you finally hear other survivors over the radio, and now you must fight your way through the hordes of zombies to find your salvation. It features a co-op mode for the full game, and 4-player online multiplayer modes as well, which is fantastic. I wish more games would include co-op or multiplayer, and especially in VR, this is very unique and a really cool selling point if you've got a friend with VR who can play it with you. That would be amazing. I wish I had a friend who had this set up as well. So if you've got a PSVR unit and you're looking for a shooter and you're not bored of zombies, this is a really great one, a really good discount. I would highly recommend picking it up if you're interested. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with it. And hey, if you haven't played a VR FPS before and you own a PSVR headset, this is one of the best ones you can get. It was made from the ground up for VR, and it shows. It's a really good game with a lot of supported features and hardware. You can't ask for much more really. So if you're tempted, why not take a look at it, especially if you've got PS Plus. And on a side note, the Deluxe upgrade is on sale as well, so if you've already got the base game, you might want to check that out instead. Up next is Beholder Complete Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £2.39, which is really good, especially as this edition includes the Blissful Sleep DLC that adds a whole new scenario to the game, which is a lot of extra content included. In this game you are a government-installed landlord in a totalitarian state, spying on tenants and their lives to ensure they follow the law, keeping the state happy. So do you report on them, or do you help them out instead? Your decisions will have consequences, which should help keep you invested in what you do in the game. This is a very unique game, and I think it's pretty cool. I really like the idea of it, and if it delivers on its promises of meaningful consequences for your decisions, then I think it would be a really cool game to play. If you like the sound of it, why not take a look at it? There's definitely not many games like this around. And hey, if you want more of it, the second game is also on sale for the same price. So if you've got the first one already or you want both of them, that's there as well if you're interested. We have another shooter next, Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition Duke Nukem Bundle. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and is on an 85% discount for the price of £7.04, which is awesome, as this includes a huge amount of DLC, including all of the existing add-ons, plus a brand new content for this edition, and a new campaign mode with Duke Nukem including audio recorded by the original Duke Nukem voice artist. So you're getting all of the DLC included, plus the awesome addition of Duke Nukem. If you're a fan of the Duke, you'll absolutely love that. I'm sure his fans will love this game if they pick it up. In this FPS, Grayson Hunt's blind desire for vengeance gets him and his crew stranded on Stygia, and now he faces a difficult decision: survive and get his team off the planet, or seek revenge on a commander who betrayed him years ago. It features a cool skill shot scoring system for the single player campaign, 30 competitive score challenges, and 12 co-op multiplayer maps. I don't know how active the multiplayer is anymore, but the competitive scoring challenges will give a lot of replayability if you like that sort of thing. This is a really different FPS. It's really old school where it's story based with cool guns and a decent story. And it's added the really cool scoring system which makes it a lot of fun to play. And a bit addictive as well if you like score attack challenges and that sort of thing. In any case, if you're looking for an FPS that's a bit different, and you like them more old school than modern, then you'll love this game. And if you've never played a game like this before, then you should definitely check it out, especially because it includes the Duke Nukem bundle. If you've never experienced the Duke before, then where have you been? He's a legend. You should definitely check it out in that case. You might just find your new retro hero. All hail the Duke! Darkest Dungeon Ancestral Edition is our next game. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £4.64, which is the cheapest I've seen it without a PS Plus subscription needed, which is great for the people that don't have PS Plus, especially as this edition includes all 3 DLC expansions, so you're getting the complete game as well, which is great. And in this roguelike, you get to recruit, train and lead a group of flawed heroes through monster-infested locations, uncovering strange mysteries and battling unimaginable creatures to try and rid your family's ancestral estate of the evil that infests it. This game had rave reviews when it came out, and it seemed like everybody was playing it. I would definitely say it's one of the most popular roguelikes that has been out in ages. So if you're a big fan of roguelikes, you should definitely consider picking this game out. And if you've never played a roguelike before, it's not a bad price for a lot of content, so you might want to check it out. Next we have Grip Digital Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on at least an 85% discount for the price of £6.74 or £4.49 with PS Plus, which is a really good deal, especially if you've got PS Plus. And this edition even includes all of the customization and DLC packs, along with the soundtrack and a PS4 theme, so you're getting a ton of extra DLC and some nice extras thrown in as well, which is really cool. In this racing game, you get to harness gravity-defying physics and an arsenal of weapons as you race on tracks throughout the cosmos. It features 30 cars, 29 tracks across 4 planets, 9 power-ups and weapons, offline 4-player split screen, and online 10-player multiplayer as well, although I'm not sure how active that will be these days. In any case, this looks like a really cool futuristic arcade racer, so if you're a fan of racing games with combat in them, then you'll probably enjoy this game. And if you've never played this sort of game before, it's basically a more serious Mario Kart, really. So if you like the sound of that, why not check it out? Although there are a few games like that around these days, so you could take a look around as well if you wanted to. You'll have plenty of choices. One of my favourite game series is up next, Guacamele 2 Complete. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.79. Which is awesome, especially as it's not on sale very often, and this edition includes both the DLC packs, the 3 Enemigos character pack, and the Proving Grounds challenge level as well, so you get a huge amount of extra content included for a complete experience. This game is a Metroidvania 2D platformer, where you play as Juan the Luchador, who's back from retirement just for another adventure, exploring a handcrafted colourful world full of Mexican culture and folklore, with old friends and new villains, and undead enemies to spice up your adventure. It even features 4-player local multiplayer, which is a nice addition if you play locally. I completed the first game of this ages ago on Vita, and I absolutely adored it. I like Metroidvania games, and this is one of the best I ever played. The graphics, the theming, the colours, the story was all perfect. I absolutely loved it. I would recommend it to anyone, and therefore I'd recommend this one as well. It's from the same company, and it's more of the same, which you can't complain at. The first was amazing, so who wouldn't want more of that? If you're a fan of Metroidvania, and you've never played this game, you should definitely pick it up, and the first one too when that comes on sale. And hey, if you've never played a Metroidvania game before, this is a great place to start. I know you're missing the first one, but at this price, you just can't miss out on it. If you're tempted to try Metroidvania, this is an amazing place to start, so you should definitely take a look at it. We have some Motocross Next, MXGP3 Special Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and it's on at least an 85% discount for the price of £2.99 or £1.99 with PS Plus, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it and a dirt cheap price for a cool game, especially as this edition includes the DLC Season Pass, which is worth £8 on its own. So you're definitely getting your money's worth in this edition. This is the only officially licensed motocross game, with completely new graphics and gameplay for this edition, and you get to race on 18 official tracks with all riders and bikes from the 2016 MXGP and MX2 seasons, with more than 300 official customization components available for them. So there's a lot of content included, and it's definitely one for fans of motocross, especially considering it has all of the official licenses at a really cheap price. Our next game is One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2020, so it's only 2 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £17.49, which is pretty high compared to what I usually choose. But here's the thing, anime games aren't cheap, especially AAA ones with big franchises attached to them, but this one's a really good deal, as it includes 9 additional characters, and the Charlotte Katakuri early unlock bonus as well, so you're getting the best version of the game, with a lot of additional content as well, which is great, and I think it makes it worth the money for people that enjoy One Piece. This is a third-person action game, set in the original One Piece story arc in Wano country. You get to gather up the Straw Hat crew and take on a host of dangerous foes and thousands of enemies from the show. It's basically Dynasty Warriors One Piece edition, so if you've played Dynasty Warriors and you like those games, you'll really enjoy this. Otherwise, I'd say you'll probably enjoy this if you like One Piece and action games. So if you like the sound of that, definitely take a look at it. And if you've never played a Dynasty Warriors style game, then I'm not sure I'd recommend this one because it is quite pricey. So unless you're a massive One Piece fan, then I wouldn't be tempted to pick this one up. You can always start on the Dynasty Warriors game, which is much cheaper, and then if you like that, you can always get this one afterwards. So subscribe and you won't miss out when they go on sale. A really cool game is next, Strange Brigade's Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the price of £6.49, which is a really awesome price for such a cool game. And this edition includes the Season Pass, with new campaign content, playable characters, weapons, items, and amulets as well. So you get a huge amount of DLC included with this edition, which is great value. In this FPS, Sateki the Witch has risen again, and now you as the Strange Brigade must stop her while exploring ruins, solving puzzles, avoiding traps, fighting the undead, and finding treasure. It features 4-player online multiplayer, which makes it a great game if you've got a group of friends to play it with. It really reminds me of Left 4 Dead, as you play 4 characters and go on campaigns together, to explore the ruins and fight the undead. Like I said, it's a great game to play with friends. And I really like the old school 1930s movies vibe, and you also get a bit of Indiana Jones in it with rope bridges and that sort of thing that collapse. I really wish this game got more recognition because I think a lot of people would enjoy playing it, and I think it deserves to be a much bigger selling game. So if you've got a group of friends looking for a new game to play, you should take a look at this. And if you've never played a game like this before, then it's a really good one, but if you don't have friends to play with, I don't know how active the multiplayer is, so keep that in mind before you check it out. Up next is Victor Vran Overkill Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £5.24, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal, as this includes 2 expansion packs of extra DLC, which makes it really good value. In this top-down action RPG, you become Victor Vran, Hunter of Demons, on a quest to liberate the cursed city of Zagoravia from a horde of monsters. It features Motorhead Through the Ages content, 50 locations, 10 classes, 2-player local co-op, and 4-player online co-op as well, which is awesome. Co-op should be in more games, and this game offers it all, local and online. You just can't ask for much more. So if you're a fan of old isometric RPGs, like Baldur's Gate or Diablo, you'll probably really enjoy this game, and it's at a really good price as well. So if you like those old games and you like the sound of this one, why not take a look at it? And hey, if you've never played a top-down action RPG before, then why not look at this one? It's a really good one, at a really decent price, and I think you'll have a lot of fun if you like action games especially. Definitely take a look at it if you like the sound of it. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with it. Up next is Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. It was released in 2015, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £2.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it. In this isometric RPG, you get to control a squad of desert rangers as they explore the hellish landscape of a post-apocalyptic wasteland. It features over 80 hours of gameplay, consequences for your decisions, over 150 weapons, character customizations, and more. This series is really well liked. They've all had great reviews, and RPG fans love them. So if you're a big fan of RPGs, especially isometric ones, then you should definitely take a look at this. It's a really good game with great RPG gameplay. And if you've never played an RPG before, this is a good place to start, especially at this price. You might just want to dive in. But be warned, RPGs are huge games. If you get hooked, you'll spend a lot of time in this game, but you'll thank me afterwards. So it's not too bad, I guess. And the final game I have for you is my star buy, XCOM 2 The Collection. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the price of £7.49, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and an absolutely phenomenal deal. I mean, it saves you nearly £70. That's ridiculous. You could buy like 140 games with that, as it includes the War of the Chosen expansion, and 4 DLC packs as well. You're saving a lot of money on this deal. In this turn-based strategy game, it's set in a world under alien rule, where against impossible odds, you must rebuild XCOM and ignite a global resistance to reclaim our world and save humanity. It features 5 character classes, research and upgrades, plus 2-player online multiplayer as well. If you're a fan of turn-based strategy games, this is basically the best franchise around these days. So if you haven't played this one, what are you doing? Take a look at it. It's awesome. You'll love it. And the first one as well if you didn't play that one. And hey, if you've never played one of these sorts of games before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend it because it's a pretty big bundle. So if you don't like it, you've bought a lot of game that you're not going to play. So I'd take a look around instead. There are some smaller franchises that go on sale way cheaper than this, and you're better off starting there. So subscribe if you don't want to miss those when they come on sale. And that's all the games I have for the extended play PSN sale. Hey, did you hear there's rumours that Sony might buy Square Enix? I think that would be a really good purchase. I'm not a fan of all of these purchases lately because I think companies are paying too much for them and I don't think they're going to get their money back, so I think it's a bad business decision. But hey, if Sony buys Square Enix, I think that would guarantee the Final Fantasy VII Remake gets complete, which at the moment, I've got very little faith in that happening, so that would be a plus at least. And I think it would fit Sony really well. They would make some really cool games together. It would be a really good partnership. So I hope it happens. It'd be nice to see what they make together. Anyway, what did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones? Did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it? Or should another game have got it instead? Leave all your complaints down in the comments and we can talk about it later. In any case, I hope you guys found some games you're interested in. But more importantly, I hope you guys saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Au revoir.